Being raised by a narcissist has a profound impact on your life. It doesn't just affect how you interact with others, but your self-esteem and perception of yourself as well. You may not even realize that the way you see yourself and treat others stems from being raised by a narcissist because they were so good at controlling their image, and yours, that it was hard to tell they were ever there at all. Here are some signs that will help you determine if your parents were narcissistic or not. Number 1. You have difficulty with intimacy and trust. If you were raised by a narcissist, chances are that trust is not your strong suit. Trust can be difficult to come by when you're a child who grows up in an environment where everything is conditional and based on how people feel about them at the moment. It's no wonder why so many of us struggle with trusting ourselves, our feelings, our own perceptions and memories, and even other people. As adults, we may find ourselves instinctively questioning whether someone really loves us or if they're just saying those things because they want something from us. We might have trouble believing that any relationship could be real or authentic because in order for it to be real and authentic, it would require mutual respect between both parties, which most narcissists don't have any interest in providing, if they even care about anyone else at all. Number 2. You have low self-esteem. It's like the old saying goes, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. Well, in this case, if mama, or papa, is a narcissist, their child's self-esteem is probably about as low as a snake's belly. Growing up with a narcissist can be a real self-esteem killer. Narcissistic parents often put their own needs and wants above those of their children, leading to a lack of validation and constant criticism. Imagine growing up with someone who tells you that you're never good enough, that you'll never amount to anything, and that everything you do is wrong. It's enough to make anyone feel like they're not worth much. But it's not just the negative words and actions that can chip away at a child's self-esteem. Narcissistic parents also have a tendency to play favorites, which can make a child feel like they're not loved or valued as much as their siblings. And let's not forget about the constant comparison to other kids, whether it's the child's classmates, cousins, or even strangers. It's like a never-ending game of keeping up with the Joneses, where the child can never quite measure up. All of this can make it really tough for children of narcissists to learn to love and value themselves. They may not believe that they are worthy of love and respect, or that they have anything valuable to offer the world. They may also feel like they're not good enough to achieve their dreams and goals. But here's the good news: healing and recovery are possible. With the help of a therapist or counselor, children of narcissists can learn to build their self-esteem and feel good about themselves. It may take some time and a lot of hard work, but it's worth it to be able to look in the mirror and say, I am worthy, I am valuable, and I am enough. Number 3. You were constantly criticized and never praised. You were constantly criticized and never praised. Narcissists are notorious for their need to be the center of attention, so if you grew up around one of these people, it's likely that they would have done everything in their power to ensure that everyone around them knew how much better they were than everyone else. They may have even begun criticizing you from an early age, telling your parents about every little thing wrong with their child. This kind of criticism can be hurtful because it makes children feel like they aren't good enough. But because narcissists want others' approval so much, this kind of treatment becomes a way for them to make themselves feel special by putting down others, and thus boosting their own self-esteem. Number 4. You were expected to meet unrealistic standards and perfectionism. The child of a narcissist is often expected to be perfect or the best at everything they do. No matter what they achieve, it's never enough. It may seem like this parent is just trying to raise you up, but in reality they're using it as ammunition against you later on when they criticize your work or life choices. Always try your best, but don't let yourself fall prey to this trap. If someone does not approve of your attempt at something, it doesn't mean that your entire being is worthless. So keep going and don't let anyone get in the way of living your best life. Number 5. You have a fear of abandonment. It's like that one ex who just won't go away, but instead of breaking up with them, you're stuck with them for life. If you were raised by a narcissist, chances are you've got abandonment issues like a hoarding grandma has cats. Growing up with a narcissist can make it hard to trust that anyone will stick around. Narcissistic parents often use emotional manipulation and abandonment as a means of control. They may make you feel like you're not worth their time, or that you'll never find anyone better. It's like being in a never-ending game of will they stay or will they go, and you're always on edge waiting for the other shoe to drop. And let's not forget about the ghosting, the disappearing acts, and the silent treatments. It's like being in a toxic relationship, except the other person is your parent. It can make you feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells, afraid of doing something that will make them leave. But here's the thing, you deserve better. You deserve to have people in your life who won't ghost you, who won't use emotional manipulation, and who won't abandon you. With the help of a therapist or counselor, you can learn how to set healthy boundaries, how to trust and how to let go of people who are not good for you. It may take time, but you will find the people who will stick around, and it's worth it to have healthy and supportive relationships. Number 6. You were gaslighted and made to question your own reality and sanity. When you were growing up with a narcissistic parent, you may have found yourself constantly questioning your own reality and sanity. This is because one of the most insidious tactics used by narcissists is gaslighting, a form of manipulation that makes you doubt your own memory, perception, and sanity. Gaslighting is a slow and subtle process that can be difficult to detect, especially when it's done by someone you trust and love. Your narcissistic parent might have denied things they said or did, twisted the truth, or played down your feelings and experiences to the point where you began to doubt yourself. For example, your parent might have promised to take you to the park on the weekend, only to cancel at the last minute and then deny ever making the promise. Or they might have belittled your accomplishments, telling you that you didn't really deserve the praise you received, and then claim that they never said such things. Over time, this constant manipulation can lead you to question your own memory, perception, and sanity. You might have found yourself thinking, "Am I crazy? Did I really hear or see that?" But here's the truth. You're not crazy. Your parents' behavior is a form of abuse, and it's important to recognize it for what it is. You deserve to trust yourself and your own experiences, and to have a healthy and loving relationship with your parent. Number 7. Difficulty with decision making. You didn't know what was best for you or the family, so it was easier to let your parent make all of the important decisions. You may have been afraid that if you made a mistake, they would be angry with you or punish you in some way. And because your needs were not being met and your wants were ignored, it's likely that there were times when making decisions for yourself felt like an indulgence that wasn't really necessary or desirable. You don't trust others easily because deep down inside, no one is good enough for your parent, and therefore no one can ever be trusted. This can cause problems later in life as adults who were raised by narcissists realize they are unable to trust people who genuinely care about them, even their spouses and partners. If you feel that you may have been raised by a narcissist, it can be helpful to seek out support from others who have been through similar experiences. You may also want to consider getting some counseling, which can help you overcome the damage done by growing up with an abusive parent. The most important thing is that you take care of yourself and find ways to heal from this difficult past. And that's it from this video. See you in the next one.